have an extraordinary one. We're calling it Wild Thing. Wild Thing. Now this has a Derbyshire Dales connection as well, because those who are probably a little younger than I am will remember a group in the 60s called the Trogs, and they had a record called The Wild Thing or Wild Thing. What's the connection with Derbyshire Dales? It was that in those days there are quite a few of us that used to live in the caves around Matlock, and as cave dwellers we were called troglodytes. So the trogs and the leather is called Wild Thing. It's an absolutely wonderful Wild Thing leather.
So this is cowhide, is it?
Sorry?
This is cowhide?
This is cowhide.
Oh wow.
Pieces of cowhide, they come in all sorts of different shapes. So when you order, it is a bit of a lottery what you'll get, but they're all very attractive and they're all wild. I mean, look at this one. This one. Wonderful. Different shades in it. It's nearly as brown as Gus, who's just arrived there in his car. Nearly as brown.
Looks stunning.
So Peter, are they? Would you say they're aniline? They look
yes,
quite matte in finish.
Aniline.
So they would. What kind of wax would you put on
those? Well, there's a lot of wax in them already.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of beeswax in them, and this sort of two-tone uneven appearance comes from the uses of wax in a drum. That gives it a sort of...
Oh yeah, I can feel it when
real combination of firmness, but which will wear down and mellow with age.
So they'll develop a sort of patina on their own, will they?
They will. They will develop an extraordinary patina. In fact, this, I think, is an investment leather. The thing that surprised me over the last 6 months of showing this to people is how some of the most discriminating leathercrafters that I've ever met have gone wild for it, to use an expression which links into his name.
And so, what thickness are they, Peter? Sorry.
So these are around, I'd say, in between 1 and 1.5 of a millimetre. They do, in many ways, they feel heavier, but because of the wax, they've got a flattish feel to them, which gives an impression that they're a little lighter than they actually are.
Okay, so they're kind of, and they're firmer structure, aren't they?
They are a firmer structure, but if a little bit of imagination, it's amazing when you get this sort of unevenness in a piece of leather, how if you use your imagination on how you're going to cut it and where those components are going to go in the product that you're making, you can get some wonderful effects.
I'm thinking sort of messenger bag, that kind of bag.
Messenger bags, anything. I tell you what, when I've seen it at its best, is when it's used with very good craft techniques. When you get a beautiful line of stitching, maybe in a contrasting colour, against the wildness of the leather itself. It is the juxtaposition in between the two can give the naturalness of the overall product that's being made.
I'm thinking it'd make quite good kind of cases for like gadgets and phones and things, because something that you're getting in and out and handling, it's just going to get really beautiful the more you use it.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Wild Thing.
Wild Thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy.
Groovy.
Wild Thing.